Yeah, so I've been, on again, off again, making music since a very young age, probably about 8 or 9 years old. And it was just something that was like mine in a way. Like I grew up in a family where everyone was kind of doing the same things. You play the same sports, you go to the same schools, and there was nothing wrong with it. But, it was something that I could have on my own. Yeah.
Breaking the silence, taking the dive in. Nikki pulling strings like she playing the violin. Made in his likeness, radiant vibrance. Give them all glory, ain't no way to deny it. She gon' make you laugh, she gon' stimulate your mind. Making things shake, she ain't in no wasting time. They can come close but can't imitate the grind. Got a different way to illustrate and innovate designs. BTS podcast, gotta watch that. Teaching us the game, that mean Nikki got class. If you watch it once, you gon' wanna stop back. This an opportunity that you cannot pass. Unleash your inner voice, cause better days coming. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days.
Welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Silence, where voices don't whisper, they speak, where stories find room to breathe. I'm your host, Arthur Nikki Nicole, and today we're turning the volume all the way up. Today's guest brings a sound shaped by the Midwest roots and Southern influence. Born in Columbus, Ohio, and now building in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's an independent artist whose music doesn't just vibe, it tells stories. Witty, layered, real, from different perspectives and different truths. He brings words to life through rhythm. So this is more than just music, y'all. This is storytelling with a beat behind it. So after the countdown, please welcome Lee to the Breaking the Silence platform.
In this bitch, yeah. Big city rolling, young nigga chosen.
Hey.
How you doing? It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for coming to be a guest. So now, before we get started, tell them a little bit about you that I hadn't already said.
You said a lot. That was one heck of an intro. I was tearing over here, dropping the thug tear listening to that. But I go by the name Lee. I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio, now living in Charlotte, North Carolina. You shared a lot that's about me and my music and my style. I truly appreciate it. I think you hit it right on the head. One thing I'll add that most people don't know, maybe probably no one knows, is I'm a Marvel head. I'm a little bit of a nerd. I like superheroes. I'm the dude that's going to the movie theaters when that movie comes out the first day. I got the extra large popcorn. I got the biggest Pepsi I can get. And I don't care if the movie is good or not. I'm going to be in there every single time.
I know that's right. They're going to be in there every single time.
Every time.
So now, before the streams, before the stages, before everything, when did you first fall in love with the mic, and what did it give you that nothing else could?
Yeah, so I've been, on again, off again, making music since a very young age, probably about 8 or 9 years old. And it was just something that was like mine in a way. You know, like I grew up in a family where everyone was kind of doing the same things. You play the same sports, you go to the same schools, and there was nothing wrong with it. But, you know, it was something that I could have on my own of, well, I do that, but I also, you know, am an artist as well. So it was a way for me to make myself a little different. And I grew up in a home where music was played nonstop. There was never a time that music wasn't playing, which I find interesting because my family always thinks, or you know, when we talk about it, the influences was the sports and the education and all of these things. They didn't even realize that playing, you know, Sweet Honey Rock in the background or playing Lost Boys or, you know, I mean, playing very early versions of Big Crit in the, you know, just in the background had a true influence on me and how I approach music as a whole. So I would say, like, for me personally, the one song or video, and I'm a little ashamed to say it now, but I'm gonna say it is that influenced me to really like start doing it was "Make It Rain" by Fat Joe and Lil Wayne. Um, I remember like it was yesterday. I was in the basement and I dibbled and dabbled. Understood what hip hop was. I knew what the music was, but I was just watching this video and I was just like, you know what? I think I could do this I think I could do this at this level that they're doing it at. And that's when I started really taking a little bit more serious. I've always been on again, off again up until about 2019, 2020. And that's when I really noticed that I had a true talent and it wouldn't be fair to the higher power for me to not use my full advantage and actually take it serious and, you know, share it with the world. So that's how I got here today.
So now, out of all the songs that you created, what would be the number one song that you would say that would be the one for everybody to hear, even down to the baby boomers?
Oh, man. You giving me a tough one. Can I do two? I'll do two, if that's okay. Backyard Freestyle for sure. That's on my album, You Got McDonald's Money. It's very much the standard Lee style of I'm going to punch in, I'm going to bar up, and then that's it. We're not doing hooks. It's going to be a little raw. It's going to be a little gritty, but I'm going to just bar up with you. I'm going to be lyrical with you, and I'm going to tell a story at the same time. So Backyard Freestyle is essentially a freestyle of me telling the world, this is who I am, this is where I come from, this is what I'm about. And in addition to that, Ready Freestyle, particularly part 2, that's another one where it's very similar. I'm telling my story. I got that standard style where I'm just going to punch in and go. No hooks, no anything like that. And if you listen to those and you really listen to the lyrics, you get a really good idea of the type of person that I am and what my mindset is.
Okay, so now you were born and raised in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
But now you're in Charlotte, North Carolina, as they call the mini Atlanta. How do those two cities show up differently in your sound? Because you know there's different sounds there.
Yeah, so it all depends on the song. A lot of people don't realize that the Midwest had a strong influence on the West Coast sound very, very, very early on. So sometimes people listen to my music and I'm like, well, where you was from, LA or something. So because I just some of my songs are very chill, laid back and stuff like that. So that's a lot of like the Midwest in me, more chill. And then I have those like spurts of energy and stuff. But I think when I approach, like look for beats and everything, that's where the South is coming in, you know. I'm really looking for that really hard drum. I need something that's going to make me scrunch my face up and make the ugliest face in the world. I need one of them type of beats. and you know, I didn't really pick up on that until I got down here. A little bit of my flow, my cadence has changed, you know, depending on what the song is and how I want to approach it. I might approach it with a little bit of a punch in, punch out style that I consider to be more South. Whereas some of my songs, I'm all the way through one take. There is no breaks, and that's a little bit of the more classic Midwest style of me.
Wow, I think you answered my next question, because my next question was going to be about how you blend the two, you know, the Midwest roots with the Southern influence. I was going to say, if those two regions was in the same room, they were people, and they was in the same studio together, what would that conversation sound like?
It would be so crazy because it depends who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to my Midwest people, then we're going to talk about what I said. We're going to talk about the lyrics. We're going to talk about, damn, bro, you said this. Oh, you went crazy. You said this line and that line. Whereas if I'm talking to my Southern people, it's going to be about the vibe a little bit of like, okay, that was a cool vibe. I can ride to that, or I can go party to that or something. So that's one of the things I have the hardest time with is I'm a lyricist at heart, and the vibe, I'm kind of like a 70% lyrical, 30% vibe, maybe even 80-20. So the vibe isn't always the most important to me, but I know that is how people consume music these days. If you can't vibe to it, then I'm not going to listen to it. So I've had to, bow down in the studio a few times and be like, okay, I'm going to listen to the other people in here on how to approach this, because at the end of the day, we're a team. We want to put out a product that everyone's proud of and that everyone's going to consume. And that's where you have a little bit of the give and take.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? Before I started, my podcast, I used to listen to music in the first 30 seconds of the beat. If it don't catch me and pull me in, next.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even hear what the artist even said.
Yeah.
But then when I started interviewing a lot of artists, I was like, you know what? That's just not fair, because they're actually making music about their lives and their experiences. So now I give music a chance. Thanks to y'all. I give music a chance. I listen to the beat and the lyrics at the same time.
I appreciate it.
But though, when you create a beat, what is the most important element, or let me take that back. What do you think makes a song a hit? The lyrics, the beat, or both?
Makes it a hit. I'm going to say lyrics for me. Like when I think, no one's going to agree with me, but for me, that's why when I think of like big hit songs, like let's take First Person Shooter, for example. Like for me, I'm kind of like, they are barring up on this. Now, don't get me wrong, the beat is crazy on that, which is most likely the reason it really was a hit. But the lyrics to me is really where it's at. I mean, we could even look at Not Like Us, and I hate to go from First Person Shooter directly to Not Like Us, but I'm just talking hits right now. I'm not trying to get in all that mess. I mean, that's another. I think with that is the beat for Not Like Us. Like once you hear that, dun, 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 like, oh, I'm out. But here's the thing though. Like for me, when I first heard Not Like Us, I was like, oh, this is cool. This is all right. It wasn't until like people started saying, yo, this is crazy. He said A minor, nah, nah, nah. Now the beat means something. And I think that's why I always say it's about the lyrics, because the lyrics is what your initial consumers are going to sink their teeth into. And then they're going to go tell their friends about it and be like, listen to this part. And then that group is going to lean on the beat and say, oh, this drum right here is crazy. And then it gets to the masses.
Right. But you know what I didn't know? I did not know Not Like Us was a diss song.
Oh, really?
Until I sat down one day, my son was like, Mama, you know that's a diss song, right?
Yeah.
I was like, no, I was just the beat. That's all I heard. So I sat down one day and I actually started listening to it. I was like, he said his name. And I did not know that.
Yeah.
So
I was all in the mix. I was keeping up with every little song that was coming out. It was a long time since we've had an actual good beef in hip hop like that. So I was really like gauged in. I think the one before Not Like Us, what was it? Family Matters, I think, or Meet the Grams. Like I thought that was a good one. That's why I was like, Meet the Grams is like that. Not Like Us is cool, but Meet the Grams is the one y'all need to. But once again, I'm always in the minority when it comes to what I like.
Me too. So now, how different is it for you to be an independent artist now, in this world? Because back in the day, before my time, before your time, they used to be in the studios, voting on songs to see whether or not this was a good enough song to put out there before they even released it to the masses. CDs, cassette play tapes, records, it was a whole different ball game back then. Mm-hmm. Now you're down to streaming for pennies or less. So how challenging is that for you as an independent artist now?
Yeah, it's not easy. Like I said, I was making music at a very young age. So I was a 10, 11-year-old boy, and I talk about this in my songs a lot, selling CDs on the corner like a dope boy for $1. And, you know, you knew where to find me. You knew where to get that CD from. You knew how much it cost. And that was me, you know, hey, I'm trying to get my face out here. I have a product and I want to share it with the world. That was just strictly love for hip hop. You know, whereas now it's kind of like your music isn't necessarily your product with social media. So what I'm getting at is, like, how can I put this? And like, essentially, it's all about how many followers you got. You an independent artist, you want me to check you out? Okay, let me see how many followers you got. If you got less than X amount, well, clearly you ain't popping enough. So what's the point of me listening? And you might have the coldest shit out there. You might have had a heat, but no one's gonna listen because of social media. You know, I think like I think the physical aspect, like having that CD, really meant something, because word of mouth is what it's all about. When someone put that CD in and said, "Bro, listen to this," and then everyone in the car would then go get the CD. Whereas now, yeah, you could do the same thing, press your phone, "Bro, listen to this," but it's not nearly as intentional as I think it used to be.
No.
I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, because it's the world we live in. It's the situation, and trust me, I'm a part of it and I participate. But I do miss the physical CDs. Like when Cole did that trunk tour, I loved it. I thought that was so creative. I thought he was bringing something back that I think a lot of more artists should be doing. But yeah, it's not easy being an independent artist. It depends who you ask. Some are independent artists that's up, and that is the best. I can absolutely understand why that's the best. There's some independent artists where they're not, and it just depends who you are.
But there's nothing like holding that CD in your hand. I collect the CDs because I used to love opening them CDs, doing the album cover. You got the song lyrics in it. Like, it was the bomb, pictures of the artists and stuff. So I feel like artists, y'all need to get back to that, because that was the bomb. You can connect with people more by doing that.
Right. And like for me, like I collect vinyls. So anytime, like if I'm streaming an album and I consider an album no skips, start to finish, perfect. I'm going to listen to this any time of day. I'm going to do karaoke to this album. I'm going to go get a vinyl of it. That way, if for whatever reason streaming is going, I can still at least listen to what I truly love and like.
All right, so now we're going to get him a sneak peek of one of your songs. We'll be right back.
All right.
In this bitch, yeah. Big city rolling, young nigga chosen. I'm an icy boy, yeah, you see my neck frozen. Life is like golden, in my pocket stay swollen. I got 2 number ones, I've been ballin' like DeRozan. Midwest mogul, I'ma have to move different. Tell the boys tighten up because they got a screw missing. Got my girl a new kitchen and she get the roof missing. Ever since 2020, I done had that vision. I'm from where you from, but I'm still a little different. My cousin in the slums and his mama babysitting. My uncle got the drums and he ain't no damn musician. His brother had the women, he was really big pimping. Got my girl a pair of Christians. She blood walking. When you get in this position, then it's only plug talking. I got all my ambition from my grandma in the coffin. She up there pulling strings and now you see a nigga flossing. Putting money on the team, see it green like we Boston. We only finished things, but the push button started. Excuse me, beg my pardon, but I really go the hardest. The whole team is falling like we playing in the garden. Getting push button started. We getting push button started. We getting push button started, and my nigga beat the charges, and the whole team is ballin' like we playing in the garden. Mother push button started, let a nigga get going. And I'm more than just an artist, I'm the one that was chosen. You be plotting on the carpet, I be plotting Rick Owens. Couldn't live in our apartments cause we live in the moment. Ain't got no time for opponents, you niggas typing New Romans. And my business be growing, that's when they Twitter be scrolling. I'ma give them free game, but they'll say it was stolen. We be in that Escalade with the gas tank open. Couldn't smoke what we smoking, you couldn't swim in our ocean. And yo shorty be hoping to wipe me down like some lotion. Strapping up like a Trojan and we be Midwest coasting. Wanna picture devotion but couldn't stay in the focus. All their deals would be closing, we be executive clean. Just a tailor-made suit, Tim boots and a dream. And we moving like the troops cause we follow the scenes. While you sitting Sitting on the stoop with a wood and some lean. Putting money on the team, seeing green like we Boston. We only finish things, but the push button started. Excuse me, beg my pardon, but I really go the hardest. The whole team is balling like we playing in the garden. Getting push button started. We getting push button started. We getting push button started, and my nigga beat the charges, and the whole team is balling like we playing in the garden, motherfucker.
Man, we been doing this shit, man. This 2023, this ain't nothing new to us. We been doing this 5+ years. This is easy. We been smoked out. We been with the push buttons. We been on that. Y'all boys just not catching up. Come on with it. Come on, get right. Try to get in our wave. You can't catch up with the wave, but come close. Come close, try to catch up, but it ain't happening. I'ma gonna let you know that now. Get up off of it. Stay away. Let my boy lead. Show y'all how it's done. Cause he will put you on, but you can't do it. Let him know.
I told you. That's my favorite part, man. I ain't gonna lie. I told you. I was like, Lord, I like this.
I love that part. And that was an accident too. That was just one of those having fun. And it was like, man, go in there and say something. Man.
Yeah, you had a lot of fun in that video. So now, take me back to the creative process of that song and what made you put that song out.
Yeah, so that was on my album, You Got McDonald's Money. And that was just one I wrote. That was just a fun record. It's about me getting my very first car with a push button on it. And that's just as simple as it is. It's not it's me feeling good about myself, and I want to share it with the world and talk about it. Like, look, now my car got a push button too. So it originally started off where I was just writing, and then I found the beat, and then the hook just kind of came on its own. And it really worked out. That was the single I put out first from my album. Just because I thought it fit perfect, it wasn't too adult, is what I'll say. It was kind of something that any age group, whatever your age is, you could listen to it. I think it had a good hook, a good little something catchy you can keep going and playing in your head over and over. And something fun to make too. So it was like it's hitting on my marks for me to put it out. And that's when I said I'm gonna just go ahead and make a music video. Originally I had another song that I was going to put out as a single, which is like a real like anthem, and Scott hits a lot of marks, but it's just a little bit too adult. So I was thinking, let me start with this first, and then when you get to the album, you'll get to more of the adult stuff.
Makes sense. So now, do you write to impress, express, or process something personal?
It depends. It depends on the song. I got a couple where I'm expressing something personal. I mean, I've had songs where I'm writing and I'm just about to fall into tears because it's like I can't believe I actually like put this on paper. I have records where I want to just express. I think Push Button Started is one of those, like, I just want to express myself, just have fun. Let me just flaunt a little bit. Let me feel myself and have a good time. And then I absolutely got records to impress. I would say most of my records are to impress. That let me show y'all that I can bar up with just about anybody out here. If you want to, catch these lyrics, you will absolutely get them because I got more than enough for everybody.
I know that's right. So now, being in this industry that's really hard now, with everything going on, you can't even be human in the music industry right now. How hard is it for you to stay relevant and like keep up with these trends for one, and at the same time make yourself known? Yeah,
that's one of the challenges I always have when it comes to trends. I always tell myself to just do me. I know some of the trends, but I really don't keep up with it that well enough to like participate. Like my most recent EP is all about me doing me the way I want to do it. And I don't care what the trend is. I'm on there talking about being a dad. I'm talking about being a husband, buying a house, feeding my kid, buying groceries, investment, stuff that ain't no one really talking about in hip hop, but it's my life. And that's what I want to talk about right now. So when it comes to the trends, I don't really keep up with them. I've always felt like if I stay true to myself, then that's where I'm never going to change. And if I get fans from me being myself, then my fans are never going to be disappointed because I'm never going to switch up because I'm consistently being the same guy. It's not easy though. It's not easy at all. But I think it's important to stay grounded, for me at least.
Yes, yes, it is. Now, who is your top 3 artists that you admire? And out of those top 3, which one of those that you closely are aligned with for as your music?
Ooh, top 3. My top 3. J. Cole is number 1. Probably one of the. If you ask me, he's a GOAT. He's been the GOAT for quite some time. I labeled him the GOAT way before that was even a topic of discussion. But he's one of them ones. Kendrick Lamar is another one as well. Like I gotta put him up there. And I would say my third one is probably, right now at this moment, I have to say Big X the Plug. Like I think Big X the Plug is doing something really, really dope. I love his flow. I think
they sleeping on him though.
Yeah, they sleeping on him.
They sleeping on him. Some good music.
If you would let me get a 4th, then I'm going to throw Big Crit in there. He doesn't get nearly as enough credit as he deserves. If you let me get a 5th, I'm going to put Wale in there. We could keep going on and on. I'm not going to give you more, but
you know what I'm surprised you didn't say though?
Who?
Nas.
See, I couldn't. I was never I'm a Jay-Z dude.
But you're a lyricist. Nas to me is the same as.
I never denied Nas isn't a lyricist. I'm not denying that. I think for me, it was just there wasn't a lot of Nas playing when I was growing up. So, and I think he's an artist that's very much of the time. Like in that time, I get it. I think for me and my generation, I was kind of after that. Now he does have this one song called Car 85, and with Uncle Charlie on it, and I will ride to that for as long as I can. It's a really smooth. So I'm not a huge Nas fan, but I definitely give him all the respect.
Now, out of all of them, which one do you closely align with your music?
See, this is where it gets weird. I'm actually not a fan of them. Few people have told me, and I kind of agree that my style is probably more aligned with the 2 Chainz. Just it's a little bit more versatile. You can do some of the, ratchet, mainstream stuff, got a little bit of underground. He can be lyrical when he wants to be. He can, just make a bop and do the vibes. Like I've noticed that when I look at my portfolio as a whole, it's a little bit closer to 2 Chainz. But when I go into the studio, of course, I'm aspiring to be on the level of those five guys that I just named. So, generally it's always Cole made a record like this. Well, can I do something like that? Am I talented enough to pull that off? And I'll say this now, and I might catch some flack for it, but I have made records that sound extremely similar to some Cole records that he has put out after I put them out. I'm not saying nothing else. All I'm saying is great minds think alike. And it's kind of like I came up with that idea organically. I'm sure he did too. I'm not saying I'm absolutely sure he did come up with it organically.
They're going to get you.
It's really cool to see like someone you look up to and like they consider to be the GOAT is making music or has influences of music similar to what I've done.
So now, with that being said, with J. Cole, you said J. Cole album. We got to talk about the J. Cole album real quick.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I didn't even listen to it yet.
Okay.
So I'm asking you, have you listened to the new album?
Of course.
What do you think about it?
So if you would have asked me when it first came out, I would have gave it a B+. But that's when it first came out. And of course, everyone knows with Cole records, you got to sit on it. You can't. It don't take to listen. After I'm listening to it, it's been out for what, like 2 or 3 weeks now, I think. 3 weeks in, and I can absolutely understand why he's saying this is his best album. This doesn't have like the mainstream hits and stuff like that, but this is going to be like my kid is going to be talking about this album. This is going to be his big one where it got this is where the classics are going to come from. I've always enjoyed Friday Night Lights. I can't tell you how many times I was on the Coda bus listening to Friday Night Lights, walking up and down High Street. And that's full of classics too. And this is a little bit closer to that. It's just, I love the artistry. I love how he approached it. I love how he's talking about the before and after. I think he was really true to himself on that album too. And I actually just met him. I don't like to say I met him because I don't like to say meet in a way of like we sat down and had lunch, because that's not what it was. It was legit hey, what's up? Took a picture and that's it. But you know, like that was really cool too. So, you know, I think he did a great job on the album.
See, I'm in the Ville, and every time he comes to the Ville, I miss him.
Oh,
I
really?
never know he's here. But I think people sleep on J. Cole too.
Yeah.
Because he really, I haven't listened to the album yet, but I'm gonna sit with it. I'm gonna sit with it because like you said, you have to listen to that first time.
Yeah.
You got to go back again. You got to listen to it. Might have to listen to about 3 times for the marinate.
Yeah, you got to give it a good 3. And I'm just discovering the samples on it. So now my mind is being blown all over again. So it's really good.
So now my last question for you. This is my least favorite part of the show. If someone listened to your entire catalog in one night, what truth would they walk away knowing, even if you never said it to them directly?
The truth. It's a great question. And someone actually just shared this with me when they was talking to me about my music. And I didn't realize that that's what it is putting out, but I 100% agree. He's like, your music shares that you were always the one in the group that was going to do something, but you were never not a part of what was going on, if that makes sense. So you was there, you was involved in some way, shape, or form, but everyone knew. And when we listen to it, we can hear that you was also the one that had that mindset that's a little different, and that you had an intention of what you decide to do and when you decide to do it. And in other words, it's like, out of a bunch of bad kids, you was the most good one, I guess is kind of, you know, the simple way to put it. But, you know, I think that's what my music talks about a lot. It talks about, you know, my experiences and what I've seen, what I've done, what I've seen other people do and things like that, you know, and the proximity I was to it. It also talks about where I'm trying to take my life and what I'm trying to do now. And you always hear like that. I was adjacent, you know. I've never said anything like I'm the one out here flipping bricks. I've never been the one saying I'm the one out here catching pop, nothing like that. But it's not like I haven't, you know, seen things like that. But it's like I've seen it, and then this is my interpretation of it and how I think about it and how I want to approach life based off of what I witnessed.
Wow. So now I'm going to pass the mic to you. So after the countdown, this is your moment to let everybody know where to stream your music, how to stream your music, how to follow your journey, and give some of the artists that's upcoming a little bit of advice about how to navigate this thing called the music industry. So after the countdown, I'm giving you the spotlight.
All right, let's do it.
So before I pass the mic, I just want to say thank you. I am grateful to be able to converse with some amazing people doing amazing things every day and share them with you so you can know about these people. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting Breaking the Silence. It means the world to me. So if this space has inspired you, challenged you, or made you feel seen in some type of way, do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel, like this episode, share it with someone who needs it, and drop that comment and let me know you're here because I want to hear your thoughts. Your support means everything to me. It keeps these conversations going. So now, let me pass the mic so you can know how to get in contact with this amazing guest. So let's get back into this episode.
What's up, everybody? This is Lee. Shout out to Arthur, Nick, and Nicole for giving me the opportunity to come on Breaking the Silence podcast. Truly was a pleasure. If you like what you heard today, you can follow me on Instagram at Lee__music. That's LEE___music. That's where I'm dropping all my most critical content, everything that stays up to date. I am working on some new music, so please look out for that. It's going to be coming out in 2026. And if you want to catch my show, I'm going to be in Columbus on April 10th for MiniFest. You can get the tickets at the link in my bio. I look forward to seeing you all. I truly appreciate the opportunity, and y'all stay blessed.
Thank you so much for coming to be a guest and kicking it with me. We had an amazing conversation. Is there anything I can do on my end to help you push your music out even further? Listen, just drop it in my inbox, send it to me, email it, however you want to give it to me, and I will make sure I get it out there to the masses.
Okay. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. And thank you to everybody else who's out there listening to this amazing episode. Listen, I know y'all heard some gems within that, right? Y'all heard some gems. So thank you so much for tuning into another Breaking the Silence episode. I hope today's conversation has left you feeling seen, heard, and inspired. Remember, your story matters, your voice matters, and healing begins when we stop suffering in silence. So until next time, keep speaking your truth, keep showing up for yourself, and keep breaking the silence, because healing starts when we do what? Speak. Later, everybody.
Better days, slowly but surely it's a better space. Gotta waste my mind, so I meditate till I levitate. I elevate when I learn not to hesitate. No more, keep moving forward. Chase my goals and focus more towards it. Hate the lows, but I need those to flourish. Place my goals in front, that's what's important. So I ask myself what inspires me. Breaking out of my shell, feeling yo shot quiet me, and now I'm breaking the silence like I'm Nick in the cold. Let's go. Promise you gon' see better. Hey, gotta keep going till you see them. Promise you gon' see better. Hey, you gotta keep going till you see them.